Welcome into the latest episode of DBD News. I'm the Crow Show, your host of this show. This will be a weekly show just talking about the latest news in Dead by Daylight. Here's the format for this week's show. We're going to talk about, well, we don't really have to get into great detail, but Tome Level 4 is now available. So, any of you that want to get into it, grind out some more blood points. There you go. There's some pretty good challenges in there. We're going to talk about the 4.2.1 bug fix patch and bug fixes. I don't think they included everything that changed in this one. There's also a code out there for free 100,000 blood points, and that runs right now through September 20th, so be sure you use it. We're also going to talk about the meta changes since the introduction of Felix and the Blight. And also, along with the bug fix patch notes, forgot to mention there are new generator sounds, and that was not included in those notes. We're going to talk about the perks available in the Shrine of Secrets, and also we'll finish it off by talking about a PlayStation sale. So you'll notice this week we're putting this over some gameplay footage, so I thought this might be a little bit more fun than you looking at my face. And you get to observe me. I am a Zarina main. Look at that outfit. Looks incredible, right? What's your favorite skin? If you have a favorite skin for any character, give me your favorite Survivor skin. Post it in the comments below. Anyway, let's get on with the show. So here are the bug fixes for the update that went live this week, 4.2.1. Fixed an issue that caused the heartbeat sound played for survivors in the terror radius to be much quieter than intended. The terror radius was actually not working for a lot of killers. It was actually glitching out quite a bit. I had one round in particular where the chase music would play for a couple of seconds and it would go away. And it would play and then it would just vanish, and there was no real pattern to what was going on there. They seem to have fixed that now. Fixed a number of issues that caused the Huntress's hatchets to have incorrect behavior when server-side hit validation is enabled. We talked about that in the last episode, about some upcoming bug fixes. Fixed an issue that caused survivors hooked in the basement to appear floating in the air on the floor above the basement. I haven't seen that one in quite some time, but glad that's fixed. Fixed an issue that allowed PC and console players to add mobile players as friends. Fixed an issue that caused the survivor screams triggered by the perk Dragon's Grip not being properly audible to the killer. So if you're unaware, Dragon's Grip, when you work on that generator after the killer kicks a gen, the survivor should scream and give the killer some notification, some information. And then that survivor is actually in the exposed, they get the exposed status effect. Fix an issue that caused an FPS drop when looking at an activated generator. I experienced this quite a bit. With that last update, it was actually really, really bad. I'd be running towards a generator, a teammate would fix it, and then bam, my FPS would just completely tank. Fix a post-process effect bug that was causing an FPS drop for some users. One thing I noticed that they did not include in these particular notes are the new generator sounds. And also the levers don't move on the generators. So if you listen to the generator right there, oh, maybe that's not the best, maybe not the best example. But you'll notice it if you're playing as a survivor. When you start working on generators, it sounds like you're trying to start your grandpa's old car and it's got a bad starter or something. It goes, "Rrr, rrr," you know? That's exactly how it sounds, very technical. There it goes. You hear that? It sounds like an old car trying to start. I think it's really interesting because it makes it very, very loud for survivors. So it's interesting because it may give the killer more chances to get closer to you as you start working on generators. So it's very interesting to me. Our next topic, we're going to talk about the free 100,000 blood points. Use the code VK 100K. So Victor Kilo 100 Kilo. That code will work until September 20th. I found this on Twitter, and a big thanks to Red Girl for sharing that code with us. That landed on my timeline. I punched it in, and sure enough, got 100,000 blood points. That's nice. We're going to talk about some meta changes since the introduction of Felix and the Blight. So, with the introduction of the new chapter, we get new perks. I saw one build in particular that had that you call it what you want. I call it all the heals. So what you do is you use a Ranger med kit, which has 32 charges, gel dressings, and gauze rolls for add-ons, and those add a total of 28 charges on top of your 32. So that's 50 charges. The perks you want to run in this particular build is Built to Last. So once per trial, a depleted item refills 50%. So once you use up this med kit, after 10 seconds, it'll refill to 25 charges. The next perk you want to run is Streetwise. That's a Nia teachable. The consumption rate for you and your allies are reduced by 25%. You want to use Botany Knowledge. It's a Claudette teachable. Healing speed and efficiency is increased by 33%. And finally, Self-Care, which is also a Claudette teachable. That increases the efficiency of Medkit only for self-heals by 20%. So you can be taking lots of hits, then heal yourself, and you have lots and lots of charges. I think by my count, 75 charges. That's an awful lot. This killer build, I just kind of gave it a silly name, the Sexy Hexy build. You can use any hex you want with Undying, and it's fairly strong. So you could use Hex Ruin, for example. So when a gen is not being repaired, it regresses automatically at 200% speed. Hex Undying, which is a Blight teachable. So while Hex Undying is active, survivors within 2 meters of any totem have their aura revealed for 6 seconds. When another Hex totem is cleansed, that Hex transfers to an available Dull totem, losing any tokens in the process. So if they do cleanse Ruin, that Ruin will just move to another Dull totem as long as there's a Dull totem available, and they still get the Ruin effects. It's actually really strong. And then you can round it out with Barbecue and Chili, which just gives you information on the survivors. So when you hook a survivor, you can have a look around, see if you can find your next victim. And Whispers is just a really good perk to use. Finally, the Shrine of Secrets this week is Hex, Devour Hope, Gearhead, Red Herring, and Up the Ante. I only recommend Hex, Devour Hope if you don't have it. It's a really good perk, fairly well balanced, and when it works, it is very strong. And lastly, the PlayStation has a sale for PlayStation Plus members, so you get 60% off the base game, 30% off Silent Hill, and 50% off select DLC. And non-PS Plus members, it's 30% off the base game, 15% off Silent Hill, and 25% off select DLC. So that's this week's episode of DBD News. If you have a recommendation for a better name for this show, let me know. I'm The Crow Show. I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my scuffed gameplay, and I hope to see you here next week. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me, what's your favorite skin, Survivor or Killer?